Welcome everyone, this is Mudan Raghavan, and this video we are going to see the text selector in Playwright. The selectors will be used to find the elements uniquely from the website so that we can use it in the programmatic way to do the different interaction with the web elements. First we will go to the official documentation. Just choose the Java as your language and just go to your selectors. And here you can see there are different selectors such as like a text selector and CSS selector and other selectors as well, and combination of text selector and the CSS as well it's there. But today we will focus on only on the text selector. So let's go into the text selector. Here you can see we can directly write the text by using the text equal to login so that it will find or it will match the text which are shown in your website. There are different variations here. So we will see the basic variations in our a normal notepad. Let's take the first variation. If you mention text is equal to user without any, let's say double quotes or single quotes within the value that is user here, then it will match username or username in caps or end user or user space page also, which is shown in the website, which means that if you don't mention the double quotes or single quotes after the equal symbol, that will be considered like a case insensitive or it can be a substring also. Let's say you want to have a specific string with a specific case or lowercase or uppercase or mixed case. It should be very specific and it should be only that string. Then you will be using the double quotes before the value or after the equal symbol by using the backslash, or you can use the single quotes, which is different from the double quotes at the both end. So by giving this way, it will exactly match the case and it will exactly match the string also. So then it will not match with other things like a caps user or username or end user. This is another variation. And third simple variation will be like, if you are looking for the exact string with the exact, let's say the case, then you can use even without text so that it will be automatically converted into this way. Let's say you are mentioning double quotes followed by the single quotes. Within the single quotes, you are using the value that has to be selected and you are just closing with the double quotes. Then it will be converted into text equal to like this. Okay, we will see these three variations in our examples. And in order to find this, let's say Playwright selectors, or you want to interact with the selectors, you want to verify the selector, and you want to write some selector and check it how it works. So there is a different way. So in order to do that, we need to open the website by using the Playwright. It's very simple. Just go to our Eclipse, the previous project. Let's go into the terminal. Maximize. And you know that we have the CLI runner. So by using the CLI runner, I'm just going to open. Let's say we will go to the source demo, which is a sample website. And let's take this entire URL. However, it will open to asking for the login. So now you can see we need to log in. Let's log in. And before that, we will confirm some things. The inspector has been also opened. Now I am giving the standard user. And after that, password. Okay, here we are in the product page. Since we have opened this page by using the Playwright command, so we can inspect. And if you see in the console, you can use the Playwright object. Control L to clear. And let's say Playwright, you can see the Playwright object. By using the dollar symbol, you can get the element, or by using the double dollar, you can get all the elements which are giving the, or which are returning from that locator or selector. And here we get just having a little confusion on the locator and selector. Before that, we will just understand what is selector and what is locator. Let's go here. So you will be using the page object following the method called locator. So this method, or let's say this locator, will be finding the element by using your selector. So that means the locator is the constant, or let's say the method name, whereas selector can be written by you and it can be with any type like a text selector or CSS or a combination of both. So now we are clear. Now we are learning about the selector. This selector will be used inside your locator method. Now again back to the Eclipse, or let's say the website, sorry. Now let's say I want to experiment the first one. Since it's a text method, you don't need to worry about, let's say, HTML or let's say ID, CSS, and so on. Just the text what you see in the website that you can be using. For example, I need to get this labs. And we told like when you mention directly text without single quotes or double quotes, it will consider the substring also. We will check that one. And before that, you can see, I will dock it at the bottom. Okay, now you can see labs. So there are a lot of products are available. Let's see how it works. Now let's say Playwright. Let's mention $, and let's put it into double quotes. And now I am just giving text equal to, after the equal, I am not giving any single quotes or double quotes. That's the difference. So that only we can get the substring, or let's say case insensitive. Let's say I'm typing all in caps. Enter. Here you can see there has been 8 element has been selected. Let's highlight these things. Here you can see it's finding the Sauce Labs backpack. So that means that even though we mentioned in the caps, everything in the caps, and even though we mention only the substring, it's still finding because it's the substring and the case insensitive. Right? Let's say if I use the same thing, Control L, again Playwright. Right? Now again $. We know, right? So double quotes. Now I'm just giving text equal to, now I want to use the another double quotes, or I can use the single quotes. First time I will use the single quotes. In that I'm just giving the labs. Now if I return, or if I get the value, it will be the empty string or empty array. So which means that it is exactly looking for the caps, LABS, and then closing with the labs. So that means that there is no exact string like a labs. So let's, another way we will see. So we can use the double quotes, but we need to use the backslash, and we can use in the end also backslash. Now enter, even it will also return the same thing. Now how to get it? Let's say, for example, I want exactly SaaS Labs backpack. So then up arrow, let's say this time I will be using the exact string SaaS Labs backpack. Enter. You can see there is a one item has been selected. Just expand and just mouse over, you will get the exact item. So which means that now we are exactly looking for the same SaaS Labs backpack with the same case. So now again coming back to here, so we have mentioned something like if you are looking for the exact string and you are mentioning the double quotes inside that you are giving some value when you give after the equal symbol. So you don't need to write the text here. Same thing, we will check it here. Let's go into here and again clear, Control L, up arrow. Since I am looking for the same content, I will be removing everything. I mean everything in the sense text. And here again, nothing. Okay, fine. So the first double quotes and the last double quotes actually the selector for selector, and after that we are giving the value, and we don't need to consider this double quotes, the second double quote. So that's the reason we are giving the backslash as the escape character. So let's enter, and here you can see again the same value. So this is the one point that we have discussed. For example, the first one will be the substring or case insensitive. The second one will be the exact string with the exact case. And the third one will be, if it is the exact string and the exact, let's say the exact value, then you can use without the text also. And we have seen another values like if you want to have multiple double quotes and single quotes, then you can use the opposite to each other, something like outer side you can use the double quotes and inside you can use the single quotes, or otherwise you want to use the double quotes in all the places. Exactly before the value and after the value, you will be using the backslash as a escaping character. And one more point here they mentioned is something like if you go to the documentation, so wherever you find something like the tag name, so here only we need to understand the tag name. The input element types of button and submit match their value, which means that if you have tag something like input type equal to button, here you can see the type is button, right? Input element. So this is the input element and this is the type. Then you will not look for the UI presence or let's say UI test case. You will be just looking for this value. So let's confirm here. So let's go here and look for this one, which is another, let's say a different one. So here it is not I. Let's go into our swag only and go to logout. Now here you can see the login button. Inspect. We can use there only, right? In official, whichever we open to login. Let's go here. Logout, because this browser only opened by the Playwright. So you will not find there another which one we opened manually. Let's go into console here just to confirm this. Clear. Okay. Here if I type to Playwright, you cannot find it because it's opened manually. So let's close it to avoid confusion. Let's go here. Now again here I'm clearing. The first one is like inspect. So here you can see this is the input and this is the type of submit. The input tag and with the type submit or let's say button can be using, or let's say it will be using only the value. Here you can see the value is login, right? But actually your display content you are seeing as a login. Then it should not work for the caps login. It should only work for the value that is mentioned here. Well, let's check that. Let's go into the console again. Playwright. And here let's say $. And again, I'm giving the double quotes. I want the exact so that I will be using single quotes here. Now let's type login, full caps, enter. It will not give anything. Why? Because it is the input tag and it having the type of submit or button. In our case, it's a, I think we have seen, right? Let me check one more time. Go to the elements. Here you can see the input type is submit. So if you go to the documentation again, you can see it can be submit or it can be button. Then we should use the value attribute. So in our value attribute, let's say in value attribute, we have small login, or let's say capital case starts with capital case and all are small. So this is the value we should be using in our locator. Even though it is displaying all the caps letter login, so we should use only the value because it's the input tag and the type is submit or button. So let's go into the console again. Use the same thing. Now I will be using the value, the exact value, something like login, and enter. Now you got it. If you expand and check it, it will be highlighting the same button here. So this is one of the basic understanding about the text locator. So basically, if you use the text locator directly, the first three variations will be very simple. Whereas if you have the input tag and you will be having the type of submit or button, then you need to consider the value attribute. This value attribute will be used in your selector. So this is the basic understanding about the text locator. In coming sessions, we are going to see the CSS locator. After seeing the CSS locator, there will be the combination of the text locator and the CSS locator and different types of locators, which are very uniquely found in Playwright, which will make our task very easy. So this is all about the text locator. So thanks for watching and have a great day.